having the life that you want and wanting the life that you have is exactly the same thing. Surrender. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet surrender. And you know, the deeper you go into your practice, the more surrender becomes the portal. Surrender. Now to the ego, surrender is weak. If I surrender, I'll be powerless. The world will walk all over me. That's weak to surrender. But when you stand back and look at it from a fuller level of mind, you see that surrender isn't weakness. Surrender is strength. Surrender is power. And surrender is the only sane response. You see, when we surrender, the only thing we have to surrender to is now. Because now is the only thing that's real. You haven't got to surrender to what is going to happen or what has happened, or what may be, or what could be, or what should have. Because all that's just nonsense in your head. But what you do have to do is surrender to now. Because now has already won. I don't want this now. Tough. Too late. This now shouldn't be. Well, the now doesn't care. Suffer. The ego is in permanent resistance to now. It's a constant conflict with now. Like it's the master of the universe. Do you argue in now? Shouldn't be? It's wrong? Good luck. Good luck. It is. Because it is. Because it is. It's already too late. Is it good? Is it bad? Shall we see? It's neither good nor bad. It just is. There's a certain grace that comes with living with the isness of what is. When you're no longer in conflict with reality. Reality is wrong. Reality don't care. If you are in disagreement with now, then you suffer. You're stuck in a traffic jam. You've got two choices. You can be in a traffic jam, or you can be pissed off that you're stuck in a traffic jam. Either's fine. The choice is yours. The traffic jam doesn't care that you're pissed off. Doesn't get you out of the traffic jam. It just makes your time in it infinitely more uncomfortable. If things aren't going right, go left. Now, surrender doesn't mean to say that you don't take action. It doesn't mean to say you're completely passive in the world. In fact, surrender is a very dynamic way of living. A very powerful way of living. Because you may take action that may arise from the present moment. But that action is inspired action. That action is based upon reality rather than a resistance to reality. You know, one of the most liberating, well, the most liberating realizations of my life was to absolutely surrender and accept the fact that I was completely and utterly controlled by alcohol. That I had no power over this at all. I was completely powerless to it. And that horrendous realization, that horrendous act of surrender, freed me. Until that point, I was just a real ale connoisseur and a wine buff. So surrender gives you power. Even that's an acceptance of a situation in the moment that is dire. Surrender. It is dire. That means I've got to take this action, I've got to take that action. And even violent action might be necessary if the present moment demands it. I was out for a walk with my dog a few weeks back, my little Kobe. I love my little dog. And he's a beautiful little dog, very friendly, and he just goes up to everybody and he's just pleased to see everyone, and he's a lovely little dog. And I'm walking on with Chris, and I've got a dog on the lead, and I could see this big boxer dog ahead of us. I know it's nasty because I've come across it before, it's very aggressive. So I got him to heel and I'm walking along, and this dog, literally at that moment, jumped across the footpath, lurched at us, pulled the woman trying to hold him on through the mud, and started to savage my little dog. Surrender. Okay, it's not what I planned for this afternoon. But this is what's happening. I'm not angry with the owner. I'm not even really angry with the dog. I'm just angry. And that's okay in this situation. And in that moment of clarity, if I don't attack this dog and get him off, he's going to kill my little dog. And I accepted that. And got the dog round the neck and choked it unconscious. Now that's surrender. There was no time to that. Those dogs shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be out. How can you let a savage dog out of the house? How could she shouldn't have a dog she can't control. That's not important. What's important is this is happening now, and some very violent, purposeful action needs to take place. And there's no thought in it. So surrender doesn't mean to say you don't take action. It means that when action is required, it is powerful action because it carries a different vibration. It's in alignment with reality. You're not fighting reality anymore. Okay, this has happened. Okay, this has happened. Then I shall do this. We adapt and change according to reality rather than resisting reality because we're not what it thought it should be or what it used to be. We just deal with what is. And when you align yourself with reality, when you choose this moment, who put your bloody ego in charge anyway? Who made your ego master of the universe? Who put it in charge? I've made a really shit job of it. I wouldn't put it in charge of the universe. But it thinks it is, doesn't it? It thinks it can command reality. Yes, this is how reality should be. I'm right and reality is wrong, it says. Reality, bow to my will. And if you don't, I'm going to be angry and upset and stressed. Yeah. How would it be if your will was aligned with reality? I choose this. I choose it because it's already happening. Now your vibration has changed, hasn't it? It's gone from I don't want this, a closed vibration, to Yeah. I'm in alignment with this, I'm aligned with this, I'm aligned with reality. And when that happens, magic happens. Because you let something through. Yeah, listen carefully. Having the life that you want and wanting the life that you have is exactly the same thing. Want what you have. And now you've changed your vibration from lack and shortage and want and desire to abundance. Yeah, I'm happy with this, I'm okay with this. My ego is in strict competition with it, but I choose this. And when you do that, magic happens. Doesn't it? Weird shit happens. So it's like the moment you surrender, well, you've aligned yourself with intelligence beyond the will of your ego, haven't you? You said, I'm handing this over. I can't judge this. My track record's not good. I'm handing this over to reality. When you're handing yourself over to the present moment, you're handing yourself over to the very forces that create the universe here and now. And that allows things to happen. Solutions happen. Ideas come, don't they? Sometimes they just happen, don't they, Steve? Something comes through. Sometimes it might just be, I can't find my car keys. You're getting frustrated. Oh, damn it, I'd give up. And think, maybe they're in your shoe. And the bloody things are, aren't they? My grandson had found them and he was playing with them. But it's always like, it just comes to you, doesn't it? The moment you surrender, something happens. Sometimes things materially just pop up, don't they? Just occur. Just the moment you let go. You see that? Weird stuff. Got no solution to this problem, and suddenly there it is. Steve will confirm this. It's an absolutely true story, isn't it? About 2 years ago now, when we were starting to look at possible venues for the retreat centre. We had one place that we were quite keen on, but the guy we negotiated with was particularly difficult, wasn't he? Fortunately, as it turns out, you see, but at the time we thought we wanted it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect at the time. But the guy that we were dealing with was particularly difficult. And I got out for a walk with the dog. When I go out walking, sometimes I just take little pictures of things I've seen. I see something really beautiful, I just take a little picture of it. Sometimes I'll put them on the Telegram group. But anyway, I was taking pictures and my cards must have fallen out of my phone. And I got home, fuck, I bloody lost my cards. And then there was some resistance, if I'm honest. But I thought I was surrendering. And the next day I got up early with the dog and retraced my steps. And this walk, there's a walk and you go one bit and there's a big loop and you come back the last little bit the same way I went. You know? And I walked this, every step of this, mindfully, I'm telling you, every single step of this. I'm there, I'm watching every blade of grass, I'm totally focused. And I walked there and I walked all around this bloody loop. And for the last half of this walk, I'm talking to Steve on the phone about this place that we wanted, retreat centre, and this guy and how awkward he was being. And I'm giving him a lecture on surrender. And then, after about 5 minutes of lecture...
The reflection appeared.
Yeah. I suddenly thought, you fucking hypocrite. Right? You're lecturing him on surrender, and you're still resisting the fact you've lost your card, haven't you? You bloody hypocrite. And I confessed to my hypocrisy, didn't I? And in that moment, the word of Allah, I just looked down, and my cards are right at my feet. Exactly where I stopped and surrendered. They weren't bloody there until I surrendered, I'm telling you.
So you're not going to believe this. Yeah, I will.
That's the kind of magic that happens. Because you're allowing something through. And sometimes you might have to help that along with some action. But it's an action that is aligned with reality. Now, surrender has the power to transform you in one go. In fact, people historically who have achieved enlightenment have generally done it this way, through absolute surrender to the intolerable. Ever read The Power of Now? I can't tell. No, he did it the easy way, didn't he? Just when he woke up one night. I think it was quite a difficult night, to be fair, but give him his due. But oh bloody hell, it's not like that for the rest of us, is it? But that was just one act of surrender. Just one act at one night of terrible mental torment. What I think he was, there was this voice came through and said, resist nothing. And he let go, he stopped resisting, he surrendered completely. And in that moment there was, in his case, a permanent awakening. It doesn't happen that easily for the rest of us. But there are people, and I've met some, who are, well, all of you to some degree are doing it, aren't you? You're transforming yourself through suffering, aren't you? If you can bring suffering into your practice suffering, and surrender and accept, and allow only the symptoms. You haven't got to accept a diagnosis or a thing like that, or a prognosis, because that's all future and past. You don't have to accept surrender to pain or discomfort in the moment, or loss of strength, or not feeling great. But you can surrender to that. And if you can, you free yourself of the suffering attached to the resistance. You freed yourself of the ego story that goes with it. And you've relieved some of your suffering. But through that surrender, transformation happens. You notice when we were doing that emotional clearing, I was saying to you, allow. Surrender to the feeling. We're not fighting the feeling, we're not pushing away, you're not saying it shouldn't be there. You're accepting it totally and completely. And that's what frees you. That's what relieves your suffering. And there are people all over the world transforming themselves right now through the most appalling suffering. And if suffering hasn't come your way yet, don't worry, it will. It's pretty much guaranteed. And when it does, that is when you make the greatest strides in your practice. You're all here because of your suffering, aren't you? I can find 100 people on my phone right now who suffer terribly with addictions and depression and awful torment, who will tell you in a straight face that they are glad of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're glad of it. Well, they may not have been glad of it at the time. Maybe if they had been, they wouldn't have suffered so much. But that was the fuel for their growth and transformation. I'm glad of my suffering. I wouldn't be here without it.
100%.
Didn't see it that way.
Part of this team if I hadn't have actually sat in all my suffering.
Didn't see it that way at the time. Well, so is it good? Is it bad? Well, it depends, doesn't it? It's only your awareness that makes it good or bad. If the ego gets into it and drags you into unconsciousness, then that's not so helpful, because it's spread pain and suffering into the world. Our vibration sinks and we become part of the problem. But if you can bring surrender and presence to what that brings up in your body, there's growth and transformation. The world's not here to make you happy. It's here for you to grow. Make up a point you're even happy with the pain, who knows. See, when you surrender, it brings you into the flow. You're flowing with life rather than fighting life. Like a river, water. We flow like water. We come to an obstacle, we find a way around that obstacle. That's what water does, doesn't it? But if we reach an obstacle, okay. If it's not going according to my plan, then I have to adapt and change my plan, don't I? Not continue with my ego's will.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You're still with me? So surrender to life. There's a traffic jam on the way home. There's a traffic jam on the way home. It's okay. Maybe that's an opportunity to make that phone call that you meant to, or enjoy the sunset, or listen to that piece of music on the radio. When we surrender, we change our experience. And something comes through. I was out with I did something really stupid these days. My ego made me do something really stupid. I cycled over to Willisham, which is not so stupid. I've done it many times on my carbon fibre road bike, but it's winter and I didn't want to take it out in the bad weather. So I took my big old heavy one. God, fucking hell. And I get there and he's going, I've been a few hours and I thought it's time to go home. And Steve's offering me a lift home. He said, no, I'll drive you home. James
Several
offering me a lift
times.
home. I'll drive you a lift home. No, my ego says. I'm going to do it. 20 miles, 5 miles down the road and my legs are seizing up. I've got 15 miles to go. Right. Time for some surrender, isn't it? To the point that you were actually just, and it was bloody cold, wasn't it? -3 or something, it was really cold. But you know, once I kind of surrendered to the pain and the cold, that ride was just glorious. I mean, it wasn't very fast, I'll give you that. And some of the hills were a bit much, but it was a beautiful ride. Now I could have cycled all the way back moaning and complaining about my legs, couldn't I? And how cold it was and what a prat I'd been for not getting the lift back. That's option one. Okay, my legs hurt, it's really cold, and I'm okay with that. And now I can see the frost. I can see the moonlight. And I can see the light in the trees. And that only becomes available through that act of surrender.
Love, life, live.